Sunday ushers in the Holy Week and is a time of celebration and reflection on the triumphant entry of Jesus Christ into Jerusalem. Palm Sunday is a time for Christians all over the world to worship Jesus, as symbolized by his welcome with praises and palm branches. What is the significance of this day in Christian faith in today's society? This is the focus of Panorama today, reaching you live from NTA by the Network Center. I am Kemi Oshin. Thanks for joining us. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu received a State Department representative from President Donald J. Trump's administration, Mr. Masad Bolus, Senior Advisor for Africa, on Thursday in Paris. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President's Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga, says the meeting focused on developing a strategic economic and security partnership between Nigeria, Africa, and the United States, anchored on mutual respect, prosperity, and regional stability. The U.S. State Department rep conveyed President Trump's strong interest in deepening direct engagement with Nigeria as a cornerstone of U.S. relation with Africa. The United States wants to work closely with President Tinubu to expand American investment in Nigeria and Africa, support energy and infrastructure development, and align trade and job creation efforts. Both sides discussed actionable support and shared their perspectives on regional peace, particularly in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo and across the Sahel. President Trump's advisor recognized Nigeria's regional and continental leadership and supported President Tinubu's interventions to stabilize key African regions. President Tinubu reiterated Nigeria's readiness to build productive alliances with the United States centered on transparency, opportunity, mutual respect to strengthen Africa's place in the global economy. The Joint Admission and Matriculations Board, JAMB, has announced the release of results for the 2025 mock Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination, UTME, conducted Thursday, April 10, 2025. In a statement issued by the board spokesperson, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, the optional mock examination was designed to assess JAMB's yearly innovations and to give candidates a first-hand experience of the computer-based test CBT environment. According to the statement, a total of 200,115 candidates initially indicated interest in participating in the mock examination. However, 2 candidates later withdrew, bringing the total number of registered candidates to 200,113. Out of the registered candidates, 73,844 were absent on the day of the examination, while 88 candidates were disqualified due to failed biometric verification. As a result, 126,181 candidates successfully took the examination. Out of these results, for 115,735 candidates have been released and are now available for viewing. The remaining 10,446 results are currently being processed and will be released in due course. Moving on, Christian faithful around the world observe the Palm Sunday, which begins the Holy Week. In this report, Madonna Atoyebi takes a look at the significance of the Palm Sunday and the lessons therein.
Palm Sunday, a Christian liturgical observance, marks the beginning of the Holy Week. It is the last Sunday before Easter Sunday, which reminds us of the passion of Christ, from his trials and crucifixion to his death and resurrection.
That day, the people were shouting, Hosanna, Hosanna, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. And Hosanna means, save us. So as we are crying in this nation, save us, let our leader listen to the voice of populace. We should listen to the masses. that masses are really going through hell.
This unique ceremony encompasses the nature of Christ as the sovereign king who was still humble enough to take on painstaking moments for the salvation of mankind. This reflected in his choice to ride on a borrowed donkey despite his sonship.
Some of us even place the leaves on our doorstep because we believe in weight of evil spirit. We keep these leaves till the following year because we burn the same leaves for use on Ash Wednesday.
Embedded in the four canonical Gospels of Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the use of palm fronds during this event portrays victory which they were associated with in ancient times. Today, in many Christian denominations, not only do Christians engage in processions, they also carry palm fronds, which are often blessed and later taken home as sacramentals, bringing to the fore the rulership of Jesus through humility, sacrifice, and peace. In Ibadan, Madonna Atoyebi, NTA News.
Joining me in the studio is Reverend Father Linus Nkem Jinaka, the priest on the streets, as we together take a look at what Palm Sunday signifies for Christians the world over. Reverend Father, you're welcome to Panorama.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Like we heard in that background report, a lot has been said, but to you, what is Palm Sunday?
To me and to the church is the beginning of the Holy Week. Palm Sunday ushers us towards the Paschal mystery of Christ. And what is the Paschal mystery of Christ? It has to do with the Passion and also the death and the resurrection of Christ. For us who hold to this brings about the salvation of mankind. This is the summit that brings about our redemption. And for us who hold it dearly, and we celebrate it by raising up palms and by shouting for that Messiah that come to be with us. At the beginning of the year, we have what we call Christmas. We talk about Christ, God being with us. This God being with us is now His God who is ready to die for us. And it shows it's highly significant for us, faithful Christians, and that's why we celebrate today.
Okay, the palm. Why the palm?
For us, the palm is a sign of victory and a sign of peace. Our God is a God of peace. And we want to celebrate our God. He's a sign of peace and also a sign of victory. He comes. You know, when you look at him, he comes on a donkey, and people shout, Hosanna. It's a sign that we have conquered our fear. We have conquered our suffering. And for us, it's a symbol that brings about hope, especially in our suffering world, whereby a lot of people have lost hope. And this brings me with the idea that we are seeking for somebody that will wipe away our own tears, so that we're able to raise our own palm also, to show that sign that we are contented, we are satisfied, somebody to quench the thirst of the masses.
Okay. We know that in the biblical record of the triumphant entry, Jesus rode on the back of a donkey as against the usual riding on horseback. What does this signify for the season?
For this season, Christ entering Jerusalem on the back of a donkey is a sign of humility. He's a God that wants to be with us, for us, around us, and among us. And he's a God of simplicity. And we could see that Christ demonstrating this is a sign that should help us as human beings to realize that Christ is demonstrating the essence of our being is to be simple and to sacrifice to others. Him choosing to ride on the horse, on a donkey rather than the horse, is not a God that wants to showcase authority. He's a God that wants to showcase service to one another. It's a call to serve for us.
Okay, if that be the case, what should the Christians of today take away from this?
From this, we could see we have to become that same Christ. That's why we are called Christian. And for us to be Christian, we have to also emulate those good qualities that Christ has demonstrated. A man that built more of bridges rather than wall. in our world. A man that built more of peace rather than conflict. Is a call to unity and is a call to sacrifice. Is a God of humility, and this is the surname of our God, a God who is ready to die for us. A mystery that no man can understand, because people die for God, but this is a God that is ready to die and sacrifice for his other people.
So what should Christians do today in the society, to their fellow Christians, to people of other faiths?
For us Christians, is a call to allow our life to be a witness to others. I so much love the word of Pope Francis. He says, our word of today doesn't need preachers. Rather, our word of today needs witnesses. If we are to love, let our love count. If we are to sacrifice, let our sacrifices count. If we are to be humble, let it be contagious. We are in a world that needs people witnesses rather than preachers, rather than leaders, or people saying, I. But I believe what Mahatma Gandhi will say, I love your Christ and I hate your Christian. Now let our Christianity come to action. Let us be the verb Christians, people that their action, the doing aspect of it. Yeah.
Rather than saying.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Like we said at the beginning, that the Palm Sunday ushers in the Holy Week. Can you give us a picture of what the Holy Week look like and what is expected?
Yeah, the Holy Week, as we all know, is the Paschal mystery of Christ. It has to do with the Passion. The Passion has to do with the narration, the suffering Christ who comes to die for us, which is the third one. The second one, which is the death of Christ. And the death of Christ who wants to die for us, to be able to resurrect together with him. For us, these are one of the displays we are going to be looking at it. Starting from Good Friday, Christ died for us, and resurrect, and also the suffering that he has to undergo from this process of the week, and that's what we call the Holy Way. It's an invitation for us, and also for our leaders also to look into it, to ask ourselves, how have we been able to transmit this Christ to people around us? As Christian, as a priest also, it's also a challenge for me. How has my priesthood life been able to transmit it to the people I work with? As workers, as civil servants, as leaders meant to have authority, how have I been able to channel this sense of humility, simplicity, and also sacrifice for the people who are crying, so that they're able to hold at the end of this week a platform to say Hosanna and give people hope. Where there is hopelessness, let us bring about hope. Where there are injuries, let us heal. Where there is disunity, let us bring about unity. Where there is war, let us bring love. And this is a call for that. And we pray in this journey, and also in this season of the Holy Week we have just started, let our Christianity count.
Let your Christianity count. I believe this is a season of fasting for Christians as the Lent continues. What will be your advice to Christians all over the world as we begin to end the 40 days?
40 days. Yeah, the Palm Sunday brings us to the end of our Lenten journey that has to do with the last Sunday of Lent. And for us, for Christians, it's a moment of gratitude. It's a moment of sacrifice. It's a moment of almsgiving. Let's give a thought of giving to those who don't have. We have many motherless homes. Pay a visit to them. We have people in prison. Let us go to restore hope to them. We have people in the hospital that are suffering who could put a smile by visiting. It doesn't require you doing everything, but a visit could change a life. And we have people that have nothing to give, nothing to share, people, beggars on the street. It's a moment also to share something with them. And also we have many children, like mostly I do say. And it's a moment also to reach out to these wonderful children on the street to see how best can we help to raise, to give them values in life. And it's a moment also to visit the widows, people who are suffering. And it's a call to unity.
Thank you very much, Reverend Father Linus Nkem Jirika is known also as the priest on the streets. I
Yes.
wonder why this priest on the streets.
Yes, I have no parish. I don't work as in the parish. And precisely, I'm a priest that's so passionate, Celestial priest from the Don Bosco order, that's so compassionate for children on the street. And for me, the best I could give to humanity is myself. I want Christ, to take this Christ to them. Because the Pope will say we shouldn't be confined, and also we shouldn't be confined to our comfort zone. This is a church that goes to the street to meet the young people who are poor, abandoned, and neglect. I feel that they're also part of God's children. And this is why we take the gospel to them and to help them to become better persons in the society.
Thank you very much, Reverend Father Linus Nkem Jirika there, speaking about the significance of the Palm Sunday as well as the lessons to take away from this. Thank you very much for coming on Panorama. And on this note, we call it a day as we take a break on Panorama. When we return, more reports shall be coming your way. Do stay with us. Welcome back. Panorama continues. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has congratulated Tijani Babatunde Folawiyo, Chairman and Chief Executive Officer of the Yinka Folawiyo Group, on his 65th birthday. In a personal tribute, President Tinubu hails Folawiyo as a beacon of Nigeria's entrepreneurial excellence and a steadfast advocate of national progress. Celebrating Folawiyo's career, the president highlights his role in advancing Nigeria's economy landscape and creating jobs through strategic investment in critical sectors, including energy, manufacturing, and digital infrastructure. He commends Folawiyo's visionary leadership and impactful service on the boards of reputable institutions such as NTA Nigeria, Access Bank PLC, Ecobank Mali, and Coronation Bank, among others. The president says through these roles, Folawiyo has been instrumental in attracting private capital into Nigeria while empowering countless Nigerians with opportunities to develop skills and excel in a global competitive economy. As Folawiyo's family and friends, as well as associates, celebrate the businessman's milestone, President Tinubu prays for his continued health, strength, and success. The wife of the governor of Ogun State, Mrs. Bamidele Abiodun, is encouraging women to make themselves available for the various healthcare initiatives of the federal government for their well-being and to reduce child and maternal mortality. This was at a one-day sensitization program on measles and rubella vaccine in Ogun State, organized by the Nigerian Governor's Wives Forum. Hakim Jimo reports.
This sensitization program allowed pregnant women and nursing mothers to interact with stakeholders in the health sector on how best to take care of their children when they are sick, especially the symptoms to look out for in them when they are suspected to be down with measles and rubella illnesses. The wife of the governor of Ogun State, Bamidele Abiodun, urged the women folk to make themselves available for the various federal government's healthcare intervention programs to improve mother and child mortality in line with the Sustainable Development Goals.
The measles rubella vaccine is not only a life-saving intervention, it is an investment in our future. When you save the life of a child and they grow up to be productive citizens, the effects are manifold. When we all as stakeholders play our role in sensitizing our community, we can protect a child, prevent the spread of the deadly disease, and avoid the cost of long-term disability and hospitalizations.
The beneficiaries, who were grateful to the federal and state governments for the initiative, went home with assorted gift items, including foodstuffs and cash sums, courtesy of the Ogun State government.
If they bring the program, so we go out and take the vaccine. And I also inform my neighbors, my friends to go for it.
The sensitization program will be carried out at the grassroots, while administration of the vaccines will begin in October this year nationwide. In Abuja, Akim Jimo, NTA News.
The Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, has affirmed that adherence to standard is a critical factor in ensuring the success of businesses in the nation at large. This was stated by the Director General Standards Organization of Nigeria, SON, Dr. Ifeanyi Okeke, during a one-day stakeholder sensitization capacity building held in Ibadan. Lukman Hassan has the reports.
The Director General of Standards Organization of Nigeria, Dr. Ifeanyi Okeke, represented, explained that standards are not just a set of technical specifications or regulatory requirements, but the foundation upon which a strong and resilient economy is built. Dr. Okeke noted that the quality standards ensure that products meet both national and international expectations.
We have each nation has a national standard. You elaborate standard you consider so many factors within your nation. We have regional standard. We have ECOWAS where we harmonize standards.
So that is why standards is the bedrock of the development of any nation.
It's a way of letting people know that adherence to standard is the key to a good quality product.
Manufacturers and other stakeholders who spoke at the event were unanimous on the need to prioritize quality for global competitiveness.
The government, through SON, can simplify the process through which manufacturers and business owners, will be able to certify their products.
They have given us about 2 or 3 phone numbers now, that when we notice anything, as regard any product in Nigeria, we should conduct them.
With the team prioritizing standard adherence to enhance competitiveness, the sensitization is expected to boost quality of Nigerian goods, enhance safety and efficiency in the sector. In Ibadan, Lukman Hassan, NTA News.
For stories trending in the world of sports, let's now join Oche Ngbede for sports updates.
It will be an all-Egyptian affair on Sunday as the defending champion Zamalek of Egypt takes on Al Ahly in the finals of the 2025 African Women Volleyball Club Championship in Abuja. Zamalek defeated Kenya Pipeline Company Volleyball Club 3-2 in the first semi-finals to book their place in the finals, as Al Ahly Sporting Club also made the finals after defeating CFC Volleyball Club of Tunisia in 3 straight sets. The top 2 North African clubs have automatically secured qualification to represent the continent at the World Championship. 36 judoka from 5 states have competed in a one-day FCT Grassroots Junior Judo Championship held at Old Parade Ground, Abuja. The championship is aimed at inculcating principles of discipline, self-defense, and being self-reliant. The event is recognized by the Nigerian Judo Federation in conjunction with the Department of Youth and Sport Secretariat, FCT.
It's a very interesting spectacle where young boys and girls from different states come into the FCT to experience a grassroots competition. Who knows, maybe the next Olympic champion might be coming out from this initiative.
Why I choose judo? I'm a sport administrator. I've done such in handball before. On 2 occasions, I do under 12 and under 15 inter-area handball championship. Then I've also done athletics before in the national stadium. So judo is a sport. So as a sport administrator, we have the right to diversify.
To football, following the change of host for the Under-20 AFCON, Nigerians Flying Eagles will this Sunday know their group opponent as the Confederation of African Football CAF is set to conduct fresh draws for the biennial age grade competition. African most successful team in CAF Under-20 African Nations Cup, Nigeria will be in Pot B, while hosts Egypt are seeded in Pot A and the defending champions Senegal in Pot C. The 13 teams will be split into 3 pools, Group A with 5 teams and Group B and C with 4. The top 2 nations in each pool advance to the quarterfinals, along with the 2 best third-place sides. With Sports Update, Oche Ngbede, NTA News.
And that has been it on Panorama for today, reaching you from NTA Bado Network Center. Thanks for being there and good day.